Good morning. It's another beautiful day here in Surrey. Just thought I'd make a video today about the water system that I've got. I've got a fellow vlogger who's just building a house. His name's Lee Gallagher of Lee and Toon Life in Thailand fame. Seems like a good guy. Anyway, he mentioned something yesterday on a comment about him having a well out on his land where his farm is, and that he wouldn't mind a bit of advice on the water system. Now I sent a message to him saying, yeah, I've got plenty of advice, I've got plenty of experience with wells and boreholes, that kind of thing. I did have a borehole, as I've said on previous vlogs that I've made, and I had that pump in it there, which is a hell of a good pump considering what my water was like, how corrosive it was. It never ever failed. But all my chrome work, I've replaced numerous taps and pipes, and I used to use this stainless steel tank, and it even rotted the bottom out of that, so I had to do something about the water. So I got a filtration system up that I bought from H2O Systems. They were based in Satuk at the time. Again, he was a friend of mine, the managing director of the company, or the owner of the company. His name's Ruben. He's a Dutch guy, very nice guy. So if anybody is after a filtration system or any advice about water, check him out. So what we got with the water, obviously the water just comes in. Now mine's pumped in now from a pumping station that we've got in the next village along from me, or two villages along from me. Anyway, this is the inlet pipe here. It comes, so via the pumping station. I've got a meter on the end of this blue line down by the road. Obviously I've branched it off there. I can use a hose pipe which fills stuff at the back. Mimi washes a lot of stuff, and her mum washes a lot of stuff by hand. Anyway, so the water comes in along here and down into this tank. I got this tank to hold the water because it was so corrosive before. I had a lot of sand in it as well, so I just use it as a settling tank. It's a useful thing to have. And as you see, I've just got a normal ball floating valve, shut off valve in there, so when it's full that'll stop. Well, if you can see the pickup pipe actually, let's have a look. Yeah, you see that pipe going down there? That's the pickup pipe for one of the pumps inside. So it sucks the water up through there. I'll take you inside. Right. So the pump sucks the water in, goes down there and into the pump. Hard to read what it is now. It's a Hitachi GX series. I think it's a 200 something or other, can't read it. And that will, it senses when the pressure builds up after going through the filtration system here, here, here and here, and then into this tank. And this is the main tank for the house, as a holding tank. And again I've got a stop valve in there. So when this demands water, that pump, this pump over here, it supplies its needs. And it's got an automatic pressure switch on there, which it'll cut in and out. Now because my water was so bad, so sandy, I put a big filter in there, as you can see. Goes through that filter, goes into that filter. That's got activated charcoal in it, which eliminates any smell, any bad smells and other things. And then that one there, that acts as a water softener, and that comes off into this brine tank here. I've got salt in the bottom of there, look. And that acts as a water softener. Well, that's what it's supposed to do anyway. So it goes through the filters, and in theory I've got clean water in this tank here. Now at the bottom of this tank I've got another pump, and that supplies the house. It's the same pump as that one. So when all the taps are off in the house, I've just saw something that caught my eye. Thought, hang on, is that a snake? No, it's a little frog. Look, there you go. Come on. You know, I saw a snake yesterday, and by the time I got the video up and running, it had gone. I don't know where it went. Anyway, that pump there supplies the house. So when all the taps are off, the pump switch is off. Turn the tap on, it senses the pressure drop and pumps away. Okay, now these filters, they're not self-cleaning, but this valve on the top here, right, that there flushes all the medium and cleans the filtration system out. Can't read what it says on here. You've got backwash, a fast rinse, and then the filter. So once or twice a week I'll clean this out. I'll just run it for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll change it from, I can't remember, backwash onto rinsing it out, and then back into the filtration system, and you do that with that and that as well. And basically that comes out there and goes into the field at the back of the house. I'll not do it now. And the pressure will build up in there now, and the pump should cut out in a second. There you go. One piece of advice I did give to Lee. I didn't realise it at the time, but I know better now. And that's, you make a plan so you know where all your water pipes run. Because I've had numerous leaks. Obviously I've had one here. You can see where I've had to dig it out and chase where the leak come from. The dog's knocked this off a few times chasing rats about or snakes and snapped it. And wherever you put this blue plastic pipe around, because sometimes these joints, these elbow joints, T-joints, whatever, they'll just leak. And that might be okay for 1 or 2 years, and then it'll just spring a little leak. And obviously I've had a leak there in the past. I've had a leak here. Another thing I said to him, I says, put little stopcocks wherever you can, you know, so you can still get water supply to various parts of your house, so you're not completely dry. And the way I look at things now, you're better off with the pipes on the outside. They're easy to get to. I had a leak under there, which I found eventually, through trial and error. Leaks here. See, so you have to knock all the tiles out, and well, it's just a nightmare trying to find where the leaks are, and especially seeing as though I didn't make a plan of where the pipes run. It was all guesswork, and I had a leak here as well, right on there. So just where it is. forewarned is forearmed. Now then, while I'm at it, making top tips video, I thought I'd show you how to adjust mirrors on a ATV quad bike. I follow a guy on another YouTube channel, and he's based in Thailand, and he's recently purchased a quad bike similar to this, the Chinese models. Now he says the mirrors are completely useless, you know, the rear view mirrors, and when I was viewing his review of the quad bike, I noticed that the mirror arms were all out of line, out of adjustment, and I commented on that, but he's still adamant that the mirrors are useless. Now I'm going to show you that my quad bike, which is similar, the mirrors aren't useless on it, and I suspect he doesn't know how to adjust it. Now I'll show you what his mirror looks like. If you look at the, well, looking at this video, the mirror arm looks like it's in this position. Now, with all the goodwill in the world, you are not going to be able to adjust a mirror with the arm out there. You can't, you know. There is movement on this, look, but it ain't going to point where you want it to point. No. So what you got to do? You got to move the mirror into the arm into the right place, which isn't difficult. You loosen this nut, and you move it like that, and then you can do whatever you want. Well, there's my ugly face. Hello. You move it where you want, and you can see there's a lot of adjustment if the mirror arm's in the right place. Now his mirror arms look exactly the same shape as what these are. Now what I suspect, being the mechanic, is I reckon his mirror arm is probably screwed in tight on that. There you go, it won't go anymore. So as he's wound the mirror in, it may well, when it's tight, just sit at an angle like that, you know. So if he does watch my video, I don't know if he subscribes to me or not, because a lot of subscribers they don't show up as who they are if they're not made public. Or if somebody who subscribes to me that knows him, I can explain to him. But you know, I felt he didn't really like my comments yesterday. I was only trying to be helpful, but there you go. So what you do, anyway, difficult with one hand, hang on. Right, you screw it into the mounting lug. Then you turn round and round and round. Right, so I could have it quite high, and then I could screw the lock nut down. See, and he for taller people, he has got adjustment on it, and obviously it's not going to wobble like that if I nip that up with a spanner. But anyway, I don't want it that far out myself, so take it to about there, and wing it round and round. See, that's gone tight now, and if that was all the way up to there, he might not notice that you can actually adjust this nut. Anyway, I think that a little bit more, one more turn. No, go back one. Right, the bars are straight, and as you can see, the arm in that position there. I've got plenty, I can see perfectly behind me. I'll just nip that up finger tight. And see, you can move the mirror on this ball joint here. So there's my top tip on how to adjust mirrors on an ATV. I know what I'm doing. I've been a mechanic most of my adult life, and even before that, as a kid, I used to play about with motorbikes. So that's my top tip. No problems.